with it sitting in its kind of jewel case here. That's what I always considered a body. It's just a jewel case for the motor, in my opinion. Welcome back to the Workbench, where we try to make things. What we're continuing to try to make today is Revell's Ford FD-100 pickup. It's the Foose design kit they put out a while back that we're doing quite a bit different. If you want to get caught up on those differences, check the link down below, or there is a link down below for you to a playlist, and you can get caught up on kind of all the different things we're doing with this build. But what we've been working on over the weekend is bodywork still, and then getting the paint straight. So we had some paint issues, and we got to get that worked out. But I thought we would talk about just real quick the bodywork here, because we've got the front finished, or the this, I guess we'll call it the space between the grill and the bumper. That's what we'll call it. We've got that fully bodyworked in now, so that's kind of all new bodywork that we built down here. Again, get caught up if you'd like to via the playlist, but it looks pretty good. I did end up going and getting some Evercoat body putty. I like the U-Pole stuff. I like U-Pole's Dolphin Glaze. They have a 1K that's really nice. You have to order it. I wanted to work on this for the weekend, so I just bought some Evercoat down from the AutoZone, and it actually worked out kind of nice. And I left the front unprimed so you can see what I'm talking about. See how because the Evercoat is red, I can see when I was doing some sanding and whatnot, I can see when I'm getting into that glazing putty. There we go. Because it cuts through the gray and into the red. Anyways, it just kind of gave me a little bit more information as I was doing body work and sanding and whatnot. And I do want to point out just real quick, I'm using Vallejo primer, surface primer. Not very good sandable primer. In fact, I would even say it's not a sandable primer. So if I'm gonna have to go back. So usually when I do this stuff on models and whatnot, RC cars or whatever, I use just straight body shop stuff. That's what I'm used to using. That's what I've used in the past, and it's what we're doing here. So usually I would use a U-Pole sandable primer. I don't have any, so that's why I was using the Vallejo. It's what it always comes down to, doesn't it? Like, I don't have it, so I'm going to use what I have. I'm going to have to get some sandable primer, because it's not a bad primer, the Vallejo stuff, but it's not really meant to be sanded. It's meant to just you coat a figure usually, and then paint your figure, right? So anyways, I just wanted to point that out real quick. But what was real important is that we get the paint situation figured out. So I've got where did I put it? I've got a spoon that I've sprayed out, and I love the color. I think I got it figured out. I think I got how, to lay down this paint, which I think the color looks great, and I think I figured out how to get it done. No, I didn't. I went and bought a can of paint. I wanted to get to work over the weekend. I didn't have time to spray out 50 different spoons to try to get my airbrush working correctly and everything, mainly with the candy that we were talking about using. I'm going to continue doing that so that in the future we have a setup. In fact, I think I'm going to end up doing probably a video on it, doing a full booth setup, build, blah, 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 all that. But yeah, I just didn't have the time. It was a hard decision too. I went back and forth. Do I do it? And I was like, no, man, I just want to get to work. So I went down. By the way, I've used this a ton, the Duplicolor Perfect Match. I love this stuff. It sands great. It lays down great. They're clear, polishes out great. I mean, it's automotive, but it lays thin. It lays thin, and let me show you what I was able to do. I did go ahead and get the engine put together. Let me use. It's kind of dark down here below, and let's go ahead and look up top. You can probably see a little bit better the color. I did go ahead and put some chrome, which I might have to touch up a little bit there, but I did go ahead and put some chrome on the charger, on the supercharger up top. I just wanted a little touch of bling, you know what I mean? There'll probably be other chrome accents, probably A&N fitting, or A-N fittings and that kind of stuff. Just little touches of chrome, I think, around, but not a lot. But I like how this is turning out, how it's looking. I did go ahead and put in the headers. I think we're going to use these exhaust headers, and I'll show you why. I don't think I mentioned this last time. It's come down below. So we've got our big notches where we raised up our frame rails in the front. Of course, we raised, if you're new, we notched the back and the front just to try to move everything up so the geometry stays the same essentially, but it just raises it up, lowers the car. Suspension up, car down. I guess that makes sense. Because of that, let me see how I can show you best. This wide Coyote motor doesn't really fit down in between the frame rails, which is fine. That's not a problem. We have all the room in the world working vertically. But with these headers, which is why I went ahead and used them, they come up and over. So we can see that we can run, the headers are kind of like running up and over the frame rails, which is perfect. And actually the motor's going to sit about right there. I'm lining it up with the tail shaft, with which I'm going to move this. There's this, probably see it from up top. Let's see. I'll be moving the transmission cross member, here we go, up to the top of the frame rail, which it looks like will meet the transmission perfectly. I have to make sure that doesn't interfere with the body cab or any of that stuff, but I don't think it will. I'll double check that though. Or I'll just make we'll have something to tie into the tail end of the transmission. But the point being, let me get back to the point. I always get off track. If I can hold this, I don't want to touch the chrome. It's very, very wet. These headers come over and then down this way. And we could just run the pipes down and out the back. I think that would be fine. But what I thought we might do, because they're running down right here, let's go back up top so we can see this. If I put the body on, which will sit about right there, actually that's pretty dead on where it's going to, how it's all going to fit together. Now you can see, we could, maybe you can see, we can come out the header, make sure you can see, no you can't. Let me just turn it a little bit like this. There we go. The header ends right here. We could come, and then here's something weird too, is our inner fenders end here. So I'm gonna have to tie in inner fender to maybe, I guess, I bet the firewall comes to there. So that'll make that work. But because the header comes there, what I was thinking about doing was just dumping them right out the side here. Right out the bottom of the rear fender. Or right out the rear of the front fenders here. I thought that would be pretty cool. I know it's probably kind of commonly done to just exhaust it out right there. I think I've even seen where there's 3D printed parts that you can just use to glue on there. It makes it look like they're coming out of the fender. But I thought that would be kind of cool to just go right into essentially what's going to be the firewall / inner fenders, whatever is right in this area, and then come out that fender there instead of trying to run exhaust all the way out the back. I thought that would look nice. Usually it's something you kind of do when you're coming off your turbos or whatever, but I think it'll look, I don't know, I think it'll look pretty good. Let me know what you think down in the comments if you think that's going to look good. Let me know what you think about the motor. Let me actually turn this where we can see it a little better with it sitting in its kind of jewel case here. That's what I always considered a body. It's just a jewel case for the motor in my opinion. Yeah, let's sit it like that. Now, and then let me bump it around. But you got to remember, so these inner fenders, all that, it's all going to be the same body color as we're seeing. So I think it's going to look nice. I think it's going to look pretty cool once it's all painted in and looking good. But let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm going to finish. You know what I need to do? And I meant to mention this. So what I do need to do is tie in the lower cross member with the lower A-arms and all that. And that's what I'm going to do this evening. Now that I've got the motor kind of in a full unit, so I know how it's going to sit, where it's going to sit, where we're going to make it sit, where it's going to sit. So what's going to happen, I'm going to tie this into the frame, and then we'll have motor mounts that we're going to build in also so that we can have this sit nice and solid and level, and where we need it pointing at and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to check these cross members down the backside, see what we can do as far as moving them up. But anyways, let me know what you think. I'll get all that done this evening, but let me know what you think so far. You like the color? You like the paint? Are you upset? Are you mad that I just went with a can of spray paint instead of working out the situation with the airbrush? Let me know down in the comments. Yell at me down there. I don't mind. You can yell at me. Hey, it was a bait and switch. It really wasn't. I really didn't want to use it, but I even spent more money on it, which really kind of upsets me. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. If you want to keep up with this build and all the builds we're doing, we're finishing up the Mustang build, the Oldsmobile, the old 70 71 Olds 442 build is getting finished up. I'm working on that in the background. Worked on it a lot over the weekend. The 56 Thunderbird's coming back. We have the paint for the 56 Thunderbird, by the way. If you are waiting on that Thunderbird to come back, I got the paint, so we can start working on that again. But we're going to put a lot of effort into this guy because I want to get it done. Let me know what you think. Hit the hype button. Do all those buttons down there. I don't know. I've got to get back to work. Do all those things everybody tells you to do on YouTube. I'm going to get back at it. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.